Hello, hello, hello. I want to thank you so very much for taking that well-manicured finger of yours and pressing the play button. Ladies, leave me a comment and let me know what color polish you're wearing today. Fellas, just let me know if you have on clear or not. Thanks so much. I want to talk to you about podcasting. Have you started your podcast yet? Well, if you have, I got a couple things to tell you. If you have a podcast, and I'm guessing you have a decent sized audience, you might be looking for ways to monetize that podcast. Well, that's what's coming up in today's video. My name is Eileen Smith, and I'm going to show you 3 ways you can monetize your podcast. When you host your podcast with Spreaker using their broadcaster plan or higher, we have several options for monetizing our podcast, and I'm going to take you into the Spreaker dashboard and show you how to configure those options. However, if you're using another host for your podcast and you're not hosting with Spreaker, that's okay. I got you covered. Be sure to stay to the end. And I want to say hi to the loner. He's come in, and also Maverick Logue. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I have more to show you about monetizing your podcast. First, I'm going to talk about how to monetize with Spreaker. So let's go into the Spreaker dashboard and set it up. Into your Spreaker dashboard, and you'll see the monetization tab over on the left. From there, you're going to need to pick Add Options. You'll see Add Options, which gives you the opportunity to add a pre-roll ad, a post-roll ad, or a mid-roll. You also get to choose the duration. So it could be 15 seconds, 30, 60, or unlimited. Now let me explain. A pre-roll ad plays at the beginning of your episode. A post-roll ad plays at the end. But a mid-roll ad does not have to play in the middle. It could play after the first 15 seconds, after the first 10 minutes. It's up to you. But keep in mind, when you're recording your podcast, that you want to leave some type of pause or transition so that you can insert the ad. And it's called an insertion point. Let me show you how to set an insertion point. Find the episode you want in your Spreaker dashboard. Then click on the ad options and scroll down. Here you'll see how to set the insertion point. You can move the slider around till you find the point you want. Check this point out.
Her on live stream, there's no one in between. A digital diva and Eileen.
Now that's the perfect spot for an ad. And you can also notice that the waveform goes down. So in fact, we're going to just move that over a little bit till it gets really quiet and insert the ad right there. I'm just going to put a single, but you see there I have the option for a double. And that is where I'm going to save my ad. And by the way, thanks to Dr. Dan from Anchor Talk for that little intro. So that was a perfect segue between the intro that he recorded for me and me getting started with talking about the topic of the episode. So that's a perfect mid-roll insertion point for an ad. And also, I want to give you another way that you can monetize your podcast. And that's doing what they call a host read. That's where you're in the middle of your episode or even at the beginning, but it's you reading or telling someone about your experience with a product. Now, you need to have a sponsor, or you could be an affiliate for a different affiliate program. For example, people are always asking me about the gear that I use. What kind of mic am I using? What software am I using to record these mini tutorials that I'm showing you within this live stream, and to go live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Periscope. Well, my host that I'm using for this, the software is called EcammLive, and you can get that at eileen.link/Ecamm, that's Cam with 2 M's, live. So there you go. That's a host read. So that's another way that you can monetize your podcast. So now I want to go over and show you one more tool that you can use to have ads, pre-rolls, and post-rolls, no matter where you're hosting your podcast. If you're using any of the major hosts, such as Libsyn or Blueberry or Podbean, you can take advantage of this option. And it's called Dynamo. I got to move things around on the screen a little bit so you can see this. And it's from the folks at Spreaker. They have a parent company now called Voxnest. That's Voxnest. And this product is called Dynamo. Now, Dynamo, of course, you have to sign up for it. And once you sign in, you can go and, similar to what I just showed you over on Spreaker, you'll enter your RSS feed. And once you enter your RSS feed into your dashboard on Voxnest, you'll see that you have the options here to create those same type of pre-roll and post-roll ads on your show. All you have to do is click on Enable the Pre-Rolls on my episodes or Enable the Post-Rolls on all my episodes. So there you have it. There's 3 ways that you can monetize your podcast. So let's go over them really quickly again. If you're hosting with Spreaker, now, I want to also make this distinction. If you're hosting with Spreaker, then you do not want to use Dynamo. You want to use the built-in tools in Spreaker that I just showed you. And those pre-roll ads, you get the opportunity to say per episode, whether you want to have that pre-roll ad or the post-roll ad, and also you have the ability to set that insertion point for that commercial. Now, I want to just give you a little bit of insight from someone who listens to a lot of podcasts, and also from someone who has been following the industry for a long time and also has a podcast. Now, for someone who has a nice size audience, maybe not, bringing in hundreds of thousands of listeners or downloads per episode, but maybe in the hundreds per episode, you're still in the process of growing, establishing your authority, establishing your podcast as the resource. And when you're talking about these kinds of ads, that you don't know exactly who the advertiser is going to be. So in my opinion, I would not go for the pre-roll, because you want people to hear your voice first, or your intro if you have an audio intro. That's another option. But I think that it makes sense while you're establishing and while you're building your credibility with your podcast, that you want to have your voice the first thing that people hear. So you may not want to use a pre-roll. However, if you have a bigger audience and you've been podcasting for a while and you've got thousands of downloads per episode, pre-rolls might be the perfect solution for you, because you've already built your audience. And I do want to say hello to my dear friend, Larry Snow. Howdy, Larry. Thanks for coming to the live today. And please tell all your moms Happy Mother's Day. So, just because Larry just got here, I'm going to roll that first video to show you about how to monetize your podcast. If you have a podcast, and I'm guessing you have a decent sized audience, you might be looking for ways to monetize that podcast. Well, that's what's coming up in today's video. My name is Eileen Smith, and I'm going to show you 3 ways you can monetize your podcast. When you host your podcast, so what we're going to do is we're going to go into our little tutorial of thank you. Larry said Happy Mother's Day. Thanks, Larry. So we're going to go into our little tutorial one more time about how to set that mid-roll. And, you know, the mid-roll to me is the optimal way to advertise. And you'll also notice that even on YouTube, if you're monetized, if you have your YouTube channel monetized, and if you go for longer than 10 minutes on your video, you also have the option to set these insertion points. And I'll show you the YouTube one in a minute, but let's just look at the Spreaker one more time. Into your Spreaker dashboard, and you'll see the monetization tab over on the left. From there, you're going to need to pick Add Options. You'll see Add Options, which gives you the opportunity to add a pre-roll ad, a post-roll ad, or a mid-roll. You also get to choose the duration. So it could be 15 seconds, 30, 60, or unlimited. Now let me explain. A pre-roll ad plays at the beginning of your episode. A post-roll ad plays at the end. But a mid-roll ad does not have to play in the middle. It could play after the first 15 seconds, after the first 10 minutes. It's up to you. But keep in mind, when you're recording your podcast, that you want to leave some type of pause or transition so that you can insert the ad. And it's called an insertion point. Let me show you how to set an insertion point. Find the episode you want in your Spreaker dashboard. Then click on the Add Options and scroll down. Here you'll see how to set the insertion point. You can move the slider around till you find the point you want. Check this point out.
Her on live stream, there's no one in between. A digital diva and Eileen.
Now that's the perfect spot for an ad. And you can also notice that the waveform goes down. So in fact, we're going to just move that over a little bit till it gets really quiet and insert the ad right there. I'm just going to put a single, but you see there I have the option for a double. And that is where I'm going to save my ad. And by the way, thanks to Dr. Dan from Anchor Talk for that little intro. So that was a perfect segue between... Oh, okay. That was a segue. And I wanted to talk about segues, but before I do that, I do want to put up the super chat that came from Larry Snow. Thank you so much, Mr. Snow. I appreciate the super chat. And looks like you just put a smiley face there. And I guess that was a Mother's Day gift. Thank you so very much, because I see you've got Happy Mother's Day. And so, guys, if anybody's curious about how Super Chat works, and I can tell that Larry is on his phone because it came to $9.99. And when you see those 99s after the decimal point, you know that the person is on their iPhone, because otherwise it would be $10 if he was on desktop. Okay, so thank you again, Larry. All right, so let's go over into YouTube because we have a similar thing going on with YouTube here. These insertion points. And this is brand new information, guys, that I've never talked about before anywhere else. So let's get into it. So here's a video. I'm in the back end, my dashboard of this video where I talk about how to use and track your tweets from a Twitter chat. So you go down and you're going to scroll down to the monetization tab here. You guys see that? I'm just making sure that you can see what I'm pointing to. Okay, yeah, you can. All right. Let me just make it just a little bit smaller just for a second. And then you're going to scroll down. Now, they're going to give you different options of, I always leave everything clicked on because honestly, I think if people are really annoyed by the commercials, then they should go ahead and get the YouTube Red. And, you know, for us, folks who create videos, people having a YouTube Red subscription still helps as well because when they watch, you also earn money just like you would if somebody was clicking on an ad. So, okay, let's go down a little further and see where you would have the insertion points. Remember that YouTube can suggest placements for me, okay? YouTube can suggest where to place ads based on the content of your video. Videos must be public and in-stream enabled for suggestions. So there's a lot to learn about what can be done with the way those YouTube ads are inserted. But I can say insert an ad right here. All right. So then they would, and I can choose to have before video. So once again, the pre-roll. All right. And let's scroll over. Let me see. And I can have it after the video as well. The post-roll. Okay. This is something from TubeBuddy here. So don't pay that any attention right now. I kind of wish that was turned off. Oh, well. Anyway. Let me go back and then maybe if I scroll out a little, you can just to make sure you guys see everything here. And, you know, the thing is, the real key that I want to impress upon you guys is to think about this as you're creating your content. To leave that gap there in your content so that when the ad plays, it goes with the flow. You know, you don't want the ad to just interrupt you when you're in the middle of saying something really, you know, maybe you're telling a joke. Or if you're a gamer and you're about to do some gaming move or a new character comes on scene, or if you are someone who's doing tutorials, don't know too many that would stick around for a post roll. Well, Larry, you got to remember, that's a good point, but you got to remember, if you're getting people to watch your playlist, right, and we should all be trying to do that, we should all try to encourage people to watch a playlist of ours by sharing that link to the playlist. Okay, so when you share your videos, here's another thing that can help you out with Twitter, with what's going on with the way Twitter kind of made some changes to their platform. Because Twitter doesn't want you to post out the same link all the time. Well, if you got a playlist that's focused, like I'm going to do that, this video is going to go into a podcasting playlist. In fact, it's probably going to go into more than one podcasting playlist. So when I share that video, maybe later on I want to share it again. I don't want Twitter to ding me and say, you keep sharing the same video. No, I'll share the playlist link with this video being the first in the series that folks should watch. And hopefully they'll say, wow, she knows her stuff about podcasting. Let me stick around and watch the next video. And if they don't have YouTube Red, they're going to see a commercial. And even if they don't watch my video from the playlist, they are going to get a suggestive video, especially if they're on their phone. There's an autoplay that YouTube has, right? So if they're watching my video, maybe they're multitasking, like when I'm watching YouTube, most of the time I'm casting it to my TV, right? And I'm getting dinner ready or whatever, or I'm cleaning up, or I'm getting ready for my next live stream. I don't have time to click it off. That's when that commercial plays in between videos. And I want to say hi to Donald Brandt. Long time no see. How you doing? Yay. Thanks for coming to the Mother's Day extravaganza of podcasting, of monetizing your podcast. I think it's something that it's great that we have this opportunity. And, I'm kind of bouncing back and forth between podcasting and talking about YouTube because it works the same way. The only difference with podcasting, you can insert that mid-roll ad wherever you want. It could be after the first 5 seconds. It could be after the first 5 minutes or the first 50 minutes because, podcasts go a lot longer than most YouTube videos do, right? So the mid-roll, don't think mid-roll means it has to be in the middle. And you also have the opportunity to insert more than one. And you also, remember, I just showed you on the Spreaker dashboard, you can have 2 commercials play. So you start your podcast, you've introduced yourself, you've given people that tease or what they call the hook to let them know, like I let you guys know, I'm going to show you 3 ways to monetize your podcast. Now, what podcaster's not going to want to stay around for that? Because even if they are doing one way, they're kind of thinking, I wonder what the second way is or the third way, right? So really quickly, let's go over those 3 ways for those who've just joined. The first one was with Spreaker. If you're hosting your podcast with Spreaker, you can now enable pre-rolls, post-rolls, and mid-roll ads. The second way is what they call the host read. When you read the commercial during the course of whatever it is you're talking about. And it's great. Like, for example, the example that I used earlier was I was talking about EcammLive because EcammLive is one of the products that I'm using right now. You'll see the link in the description, but the link is eileen.link/EcammLive. If you're on a Mac, it's a no-brainer. If you do live streams, you got to get EcammLive because it's only $40, like a one-time $40. So you just can't lose. So that's a host read. It lets me bring up those comments. It lets me bring up, I can put my branding on. I can also, check this out. There's my YouTube thumbnail. I can put that thumbnail there, which I did at the very beginning for those of you who got here later. And I can do all of that because of EcammLive. Okay, so that's a host read. All right, so that's the second way you can earn money. So the third way you can monetize your podcast is no matter what host you're using, as long as you're using one of the major hosts like Libsyn or Blueberry or Podbean or Simplecast. I have some news on Simplecast too. They came out with a really cool tool. I may show you guys that as well too, just to sneak that one in here since we're talking podcasting. But anyway, and if you can use Dynamo, and Dynamo is from the same people that bring you Spreaker. They have a parent company now called Voxnest, and Voxnest has introduced this product called Dynamo. And Donald says that ManyCam just reconfigured their tool. Now, yeah, ManyCam is one for PC users. And of course, there's OBS, which is absolutely free. But I am just a huge fan of this EcammLive, and I highly recommend it for anybody who's on the Mac. Now, they do have a Mac version, if I'm not mistaken, for ManyCam, but through the years that I've been hearing about ManyCam, anybody who's on a Mac has always had problems with it. And so I don't recommend Manicam for Mac users, but I do know that a lot of PC users use it and it works great for them. Mac users, not so much. So anyway, thank you so much for that, for adding that information. So yeah, and it's interesting that YouTube does not let you add that ad until after 10 minutes. Now, they will put a pre-roll on your content. So if you have a short video, YouTube's going to put a pre-roll, unless you're like one of those big YouTubers or what they call the big YouTubers. And I guess you have to be in the 100,000 subscriber club or more. Then they will actually make it so that it's not even skippable. People have to watch the ads, and they've been playing around with that and back and forth. And right now, I'm not even really sure where they are with that, because I have YouTube Red, and anybody who is a big YouTube watcher. Okay. Flexible Lifestyle Community is here. Marion, happy Mother's Day, my dear. Thank you so much for coming. And I hope that you have had a chance to see all the mothers in your life today. I saw my friend Mr. Rodney's mom. Well, she lives across the street too, so that was nice. And I've been getting texts all day from my friends saying Happy Mother's Day. And of course, my lovely daughter has already called me, and she will be over a little bit later. So thanks so much. And then Donald also said, when we were talking about Mac versus PC, he says, you know me, I'm an Android and PC user. Now, for those of you who are following me on Twitch, you may know that this morning I did a live stream on Twitch from my PC. I got a new computer for work, and I just wanted to test it out and see what it was like to have the external mic, be in a different room, because I was in a different room than this. So head over to my Twitch channel if you just want to see some of the new setup with the it's a Dell Latitude. So anyway, but that's not important right now. But I am in both worlds. I'm in the Mac world and the PC world. I sure wish I was still in the Android world. My Android phone died, and I just haven't thought about buying another Android. I have 2 iPhones now, so I really just wanted to have 2 devices. And I keep saying I'm going to get an iPad. Still haven't done it. So, and now this is a great question that came in from Savage Scientist. Hello, are you a gamer too? No. I'm not a gamer, Savage Scientist. However, I have a Twitch station, and Twitch does not just limit themselves to gaming. Now they have the creatives, they have the talk shows. So over on the creative side, I've been doing some Photoshop tutorials. In fact, I'll probably do one of those tomorrow morning, because I've been streaming every day over on Twitch. And on the talk show side, I've been doing pretty much what I'm doing right now. And yesterday I used the Crowdcast. That's another affiliate program that I have, and it's another tool that I use. Most of the time I use it for when I want to meet up with my patrons. But yesterday I did have an open live stream on Twitch, and I was able to bring in a couple of my friends. So Andrew Hatchett, shout out to Andrew. He's a Zoom user and also an OBS user, and he's one of my patrons. He came in while I was on Crowdcast, and then also my friend Fraser Ramsey, who's a podcaster, and he's relaunching his podcast too. So all this stuff kind of works together. The live streaming with the YouTube videos, and something I said now that said, holy crap, I know you can highlight comments on your live stream. I'm a tech channel and I'm blown out of the water. Oh, thank you. well, that was the little commercial that I mentioned earlier. And so since you said that, oops, yep, made me do the wrong tech thing. I meant to put the text tool, new text overlay. I thought I was going to do an image. I will put my link up on screen, but the link for this software, and like I said earlier, it's Mac only, is in the description for this video, but I'm going to put it up on screen because I want you to see that we can also put text up on the screen. So it's not just the comments. So yeah, I love that because as you guys know, if you've ever watched any of my live streams before, I love to show off the folks that come and watch live and give them some props and put up the chat. And so in the past, I had to do it another way. And in fact, I'll show you. Hang on, let me show what I normally used to do. And get that screen. There you go. Hey, it was the right screen this time. And I normally would do it this way. And this way still works too. Yeah, and then Donald, I missed it when you said, yep, Twitch is open to talk shows. Yes, they are. And like I said, I've been streaming every day. I started on Twitch a while ago, but I started this stream every day in April, on April the 19th. So if I go one more week, it'll be a whole month of streaming every day. So really quickly, why don't I just bring up my Twitch channel just so you guys can see some of what I've done over there. And yes, it wants to know if I want to leave YouTube. Yes, I do. Let me go to my actual channel because I don't want to show somebody else's channel and get in trouble. So yeah, and for those who may not be familiar with the Twitch platform, this will be a good time for me to show you. So here's my channel with me being offline. But you see here, it's very similar to YouTube in some ways. It's giving us it's giving people that come over to my channel the option to see videos that I've done recently. So this was the one I did this morning that I'm hovering over here. I did a Mother's Day video, and the one that I did a couple days ago, I'm not sure why it wasn't just the one that I did yesterday, but anyway, a different one where I gave some updates about podcasting for May. And then this is the banner that stays up there when I'm offline. So yeah, go beyond gaming on Twitch. That's my theme. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And so I'll just put this comment up. Well, let me come back on cam first, and then I'll put this comment up. And in OBS, to do that is hard as programming. Yeah, I don't use OBS for that reason. There's a learning curve with OBS, and I just don't have to use it. I think it's fun for folks that use it. One person that I highly recommend following for their OBS tutorials, his name is Michael Daniels, and you'll find the best way to find him is over on Google+. Michael Daniels is a wizard when it comes to OBS. He literally runs a game show and he uses Zoom and OBS in combination, where he's got like 8 or 9 participants of the game show, and he'll bring one person up because they're teams. So there's 2 people on the team, and he brings them up. Then he brings up their scores, and then he brings up the questions for the game show, and all this stuff, and his own image. All this is the integration between OBS and Zoom. And so he's done a fantastic job. Yeah, I know a lot of people that really, really love OBS, especially PC users. For the most part, folks that have Macs, not saying they don't use OBS because they do, but most of the people that really, really love OBS are PC users, the ones that I know. I only can go by what I know, right? And I don't know if that's just because it's a little buggier on the Mac or if it's just a different mindset. I I don't know. I never really tried to sit down and figure out why, but I do know that just about everybody that I know that's a master at OBS is on a PC. Yeah, but when you're on Mac, you want to get the EcammLive. That's for sure. And these guys, they are constantly innovating. You know, Facebook made a lot of changes recently to the way people can live stream, and people were just up in arms, and all the tools were breaking. Those third-party tools were breaking down, but EcammLive still going strong. They had maybe a little glitch or a hiccup for about an hour or something, and those guys went right in there and fixed it right up. The only thing that I can't do right now, after those Facebook changes, which happened on April the 4th, is if I'm going live in a group, only in a group, I can't bring the comments up on screen. That's only in a group. But I just showed you guys that there's a different way to bring them up. Now, with Facebook, you can't pop out the comments like I just showed you here on YouTube. Pop out the chat and bring that chat up, you know, like this. But you can't do that on Facebook. So you really have to, it's just super annoying. I don't know why they, Facebook is just being Facebook, and I guess right now they're just a little paranoid and thinking that people that are in groups want their privacy a little bit more, want to keep things a little more private because they're in a group, and so they just probably want to make sure they got all their ducks in a row, because you can't post up those comments. Because most folks are using those as replays, right? So if you're on somebody's page, you're on a Facebook page and you're watching a live stream, and you make a comment, there's a chance that comment is going to, live on because it's on a page. Whereas when somebody's on their group, inside of a group, you may think that, I have a little bit more privacy. And so those comments being popped up on the screen, that's not really good because, most people repurpose those videos, right? Okay, so anyway, enough about Facebook. I can do that with OBS, but it takes a couple of minutes to set up. Yep. Yeah, for me, all I have to do, I have a little box down here with all of your comments in it. And, Devin Kavanaugh has come in and with a request. Please talk about the Alexa. Well, Devin, give me a question about Alexa and we'll go into it. But before I do that, I want to share with you. Oh, she says she doesn't know that one, so sorry. Okay, Streamlabs is also great, especially for having people engaged in live streams. Actually, instead of Streamlabs, I'm currently using Stream Elements. And, the Nightbot. You may scroll up in the chat and you can see that the Nightbot is here. So Stream Elements has some of those same features. And you can, over on my Twitch page, you can see that I have those panels at the bottom of the page, like top commenters and things like that. And those are coming through Stream Elements. And Stream Elements will also send me a little email when this live stream is over and give me like a little report. Like you had so many comments and so many thumbs up or whatever. And by the way, share this video out while you're still here and give it a thumbs up or a like if you like it. Now, back to Devin really quickly about the stream, about Alexa. I do have a couple of videos here on Alexa on this channel. And so one of the ones that I did recently was, what did I have her doing? Well, she has done, you know what? I did it over on Twitch. But I did talk about the flash briefings, and I talked about them here on YouTube and over on Twitch. And my friend Larry Snow, who is hanging out in the chat, if he's still here, has a flash briefing, and he is probably going to be sharing a tutorial very soon about how to set up the flash briefings on Alexa. So I also know that Alexa can read your Kindle books. Excuse me 1 second, guys. Now we all know that she can read the Audible books, right? But the fact that she can read the Kindle books, now of course it's going to be in Alexa voice. They don't have different voices for her yet. Can you tell me about kid mode? Unfortunately, I cannot tell you anything about kid mode because guess what? In fact, I'm going to write that down. I didn't even know there was a kid mode. So I don't have any little ones. My little one is a big lady. And so I didn't even, I may have even seen something about kid mode and completely ignored it because I was like, well, I don't need that. But since you asked, Devin, I will investigate and I will find out what we can do with kid mode or what we can't do. And I think that's a good thing for them to have, those little safeguards in there for kids so that the kids don't turn off the lights, right when it's time to do homework or turn the TV on, whatever. All those things that you can do with a smart home. So yeah, I guess it makes a lot of sense to have a kid mode, but I have not explored it, but we will. It's a great topic for topic suggestion for a future video. Thank you very much. And, I'm strongly considering getting that Google Home after seeing the Google I.O. stuff. And, Google is making this big move to concentrate now on podcasting and trying to double podcast listenership and all that. And I'm thinking about investing in the Google Home Mini because they are so affordable. And I thank you so much. Donald has shared to his Facebook stream. Thank you very much. So also I see that Devin wants to know what I think about Fortnite. I think that all those folks that are playing Fortnite are having a ball. Me personally, I wouldn't know it if it hit me upside the head. Not only do I not do gaming, I don't watch gaming either. I will say that Twitch, when you have Amazon Prime, you get some perks on Twitch. And one of the perks, okay, I can show it to you. One of the perks is that you get access to free games. So here, right now, I'm sharing with you this little notification they sent me to let me know that I can get Fortnite in-game loot. And I thought this was the most adorable animation here. This breakdancing girl, and I wish I could move like that. That's what I think about it. And that's as far as I went. I just saw her and I was like, if I was into gaming, I would definitely get that game. But I'm just not into it. And so, to each his own, right? But if you have Amazon Prime, you get, and that's why Fortnite is so popular right now, because all the gamers over on Twitch that have Amazon Prime, and you may want to go ahead and get Amazon Prime because you're going to get free games every month. And I wish I could tell you more about them, but I can't at the moment. And I'm going to put that when I go to kid mode. I'm also going to kid mode on Alexa. See, I almost forgot to write down the on Alexa part. And actually, there is a Twitch skill for Alexa. So Twitch, you can, the channels that you follow on or subscribe to on Twitch, you could listen to them through Alexa. So like I said earlier about multitasking, right? You're doing something else, but you just want to hear, like if you wanted to listen to my show. You could do that through the lady in the round tube. I'm not going to say her name right now. Or we call her Lexi when we don't want to get her attention. How about starting to do gaming content? How about it? Should I do that even though I'm not interested in it? Should I do it just because? Just because I can do it? Is that what you're suggesting? I mean, you know what I like? My friend, Mr. Rodney, he has a pinball machine. And I never played pinball when I was coming up. I might have played it once or twice, and I determined back, even when I was young, I was like, whatever, I don't have time for this. So since he has a pinball machine in his home, I go over there, and when I go over there, we play pinball. And a few times, what they call it, when you do really well, and I forget, I don't even remember the terminology, but I did it like 3 times. And he kept saying, nobody's ever done it 3 times. And I was like, oh, beginner's luck. So that's the gaming that I like. Now, when I did used to go to arcades back in the day, I loved me some Miss Pac-Man. I was never good at it. And when I got my very first, was it a flip phone? I don't even think it was a flip phone, but it was a dumb phone. I used to play Tetris. I was amazed by Tetris, but I guess that is like so rudimentary. Nobody probably even plays Tetris anymore. I don't even know if you can play it on your computer anymore. Even playing cards. Yeah, cards now. The cards I used to play. And I don't have a card playing buddy, but I play solitaire many, many times. But I used to play Pinochle. And then there was more than one way to play Pinochle, too. I can't remember all the details. If you had a straight deck or if you had the other deck. And you can play partners in Pinochle and all that stuff. So, yeah, I don't have a partner to play with, but I guess I could. I don't see how you can play virtually unless they have a game that does that. I guess that's possible. And you can play games with Lexi as well. So there's another idea. So let's see what else Devin had to say. We'll have to bring this over here. Can you play a quick game of Fortnite? No way. I don't even have it installed. So sorry. And Devin said, retro gaming channels are taking off. Okay, cool. You mean on Twitch or on YouTube or just in general? So that's a good point, and that's good to know. I appreciate you for telling me that. I used to love pinball and Tetris. See, yes, we are in the same boat. We're the same demographic, just about. Okay, and Shuri, I think I pronounced that correctly. I am not familiar with that one. EUCHERE. Not familiar with that. Oh, Uno and what's that other game that you play where you have the board and you have this, not checkers, but it's like checkers. I used to play that too. Oh, in general, retro gaming is taking off. Okay, what's new, what's old is new again, or what's new is old again, something like that. Yeah. Oh, ain't nothing new under the sun, they say. So yeah, these things come back around. People get interested in them, and whenever I do decide, now I got to put this comment up. I'm sorry, Devin. You're awesome. This is like a little Mother's Day gift for me. You are the best YouTuber. Oh, thank you, Devin. I'm going to print that out. I'm in the same demographic too. I'm 40 years old. Yeah, well, you're almost in my demographic. Almost. But I'm just about old enough to be your mama. But, yeah. Oh, chess. No, not chess. I want to say Pekino, but it's not Pekino. We used to play that too. And we have at my job, we have a staff appreciation day, and we play games at that. And so one of them is bingo. We always play that. And then, oh gosh, I can't remember. It's like a board, right? And then there's different colors, and then you have, it's very similar to checkers. Your pieces are white and the other person's are brown. They're not usually black. They're usually brown. It just depends upon the style of the board. And then you stack them up in a row, like you're on one side of the board and they're on the other side of the board. And I can't remember the name of that game. It saved my life. It's not Parcheesi. But I used to play it and I don't even remember the rules. Like somebody would have to like refresh me about what they are. But yeah, and you know, like I said, you can play games with Alexa. Oh, she didn't respond that time. And I gave that idea to one of my patrons. He is also on Anchor. And he did it on Anchor. He was playing a game. I can't remember. Some kind of a guessing game. Or Alexa would ask him a question and he had to answer. Was maybe multiple choice or something like that. And I said, why don't you do that on Twitch? Because he has a Twitch channel but doesn't use it. I was like, well, you should do that over on Twitch. And he was like, good idea. I don't know if he followed me up on it. But the other day, I just had, when I was on Twitch, I decided to ask her questions like, when is Mother's Day? And I did that this morning as well. And of course, she said today. And then also, when is the royal wedding? Things like that. So sometimes she just says, I don't know that one. But, but we give her a pass. So, oh, okay. And then Monopoly. No, oh, I used to love Monopoly. Yeah, because I'm here in Philly, so Atlantic City and the Boardwalk and all those places that were on the Monopoly board were AC/DC. I think that's the name of the game. Yeah. And, oh, backgammon. Yes, backgammon. That's it, Donald. Backgammon. But then when you put a different twist on it and change the rules around, it was AC/DC or AC/DC, whatever too. But backgammon is exactly what it is. Yes, thank you. Good answer. You would have won. You would have beaten Alexa on that because she's not saying anything. And I've called Alexa 5 times. She said she hasn't said a peep. Oh my gosh. So yeah, so exploring Twitch has been fun. Donald, you have a Twitch channel too, I do believe. Let's make sure we're following each other over there. And Devin wants me to tell Alexa to play Friends by Marshmallow and Anne Marie. So I will do that next time I do my Alexa thingy. I'm writing your stuff down, Devin, because, why not? You call me the best YouTuber. I will do that. I'm not going to do it today because I don't have it set up and I don't know what to expect. And I don't want things going off the rails. By Marshmallow. And since I have it up on screen, I'm not going to forget it. And I so very much appreciate you. And I probably will not edit this video. So I'm going to, one more time, let's bring things back around. If anybody is actually watching this and is saying, wow, I missed the part where she showed how to add the pre-roll and the post-roll and the mid-roll. So let's roll the tape. Log into your Spreaker dashboard and you'll see the Monetization tab over on the left. From there, you're going to need to pick Add Options. You'll see Add Options, which gives you the opportunity to add a pre-roll ad, a post-roll ad, or a mid-roll. You also get to choose the duration. So it could be 15 seconds, 30, 60, or unlimited. Now, let me explain. A pre-roll ad plays at the beginning of your episode. A post-roll ad plays at the end. But a mid-roll ad does not have to play in the middle. It could play after the first 15 seconds, after the first 10 minutes. It's up to you. But keep in mind, when you're recording your podcast, that you want to leave some type of pause or transition so that you can insert the ad. And it's called an insertion point. Let me show you how to set an insertion point. Find the episode you want in your Spreaker dashboard. Then click on the ad options and scroll down. Here you'll see how to set the insertion point. You can move the slider around till you find the point you want. Check this point out.
Her on live stream, there's no one in between. A digital diva and Eileen.
Now that's the perfect spot for an ad. And you can also notice that the waveform goes down. So in fact, we're going to just move that over a little bit till it gets really quiet and insert the ad right there. I'm just going to put a single, but you see there I have the option for a double. And that is where I'm going to save my ad. And by the way, thanks to Dr. Dan from Anchor Talk for that little intro. So that was a perfect segue between the intro that he recorded for me and me getting started with talking about the topic of the episode. So that's a perfect mid-roll insertion point for an ad. Oh, great. And so first I want to give Donald another gold star. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Yes, he guessed the backgammon game. And then also there was another comment here. My niece's name is Alexa and her parents torment her to not changing her name. They think it's funny. I think it's mean. Oh, they torment her by not changing her name. Yes, they should change the name of the device because you can make it Echo or a couple of other. You only have a limited amount of options. Now, I guess you guys know that she has a problem saying my name, right? She thinks my name is Elaine. Yeah. So, yeah. So I don't get along with Lexi too well on that tip. And also, Devin, I'm not sure why you want to know if I go to church, but I've been to church many, many, many times. I've probably been to church more times than the days that you've been alive on this planet. So, and Donald has a Twitch channel and he posts his cooking shows and it's Don's Kitchen. So I'm going to do that right now. And I think I'm already following you. I'm not really sure. But anyway, it's not giving me any results. Nah, no results found. So I'll make sure I get it. I'm going to write it down. Don's Kitchen. Because sometimes Twitch is a little annoying when it comes to that. The search function on Twitch is not the greatest, okay? Let's just put it out there. And Jason is here. Hi, Jason. What's your favorite thing to do when you are bored? Watch YouTube videos. And bored is spelled B-O-R-E-D. I'm just saying. And then people want to ask these personal questions. How old are you? I am really, really old. More than likely, I'm as old as your grandmother or your grandfather. And Jason said Elaine is my bus driver's name. So Elaine would probably love Alexa. You know, but she calls me Elaine or Eileen.
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
Now she's not sure. Now she want to talk to me. Oh my gosh. So we've had so much fun here. I'm just going to do a quick recap and wrap things up. And I want to let you guys know that if you ever want to get in touch with me, okay, you want to leave me a voicemail or you want to send me an email just to let me know or ask me a question, I'll give you the way to email me. We'll do that one first. And you will go to eileen.link/contact. That's going to take you over to my contact form over on my podcast on Libsyn. And you can fill in all of your questions there. And if you have a really good question, we'll cover it in a video. Especially since I'm live streaming on Twitch every day, there's plenty of room to get your question covered. Now, if you want to leave me a voicemail, that will more than likely get included in my podcast. you go to eileen.link/voicemail. And that's ILEANE. Oh my gosh, I had so much fun with you guys. And also, I see my friend Beauty has got a chance to come over. Hey, Beauty Bubble. And let's try to make your comment a little bit bigger. Yeah. Oh, you've been listening. Okay, great. You know, and I went through the whole Spreaker dashboard, and I know that you're a Spreaker podcaster, so please watch the replay, because in the beginning, you know, you don't have to watch the whole thing if you don't have time, but in the beginning, I show you exactly how to set it up on Spreaker, and then I also talk about Dynamo. Now, if you're someone who's using Anchor for your podcast, Dynamo does not work with Anchor. Now, Dynamo, just to recap really quickly, is a monetization option from the folks at Spreaker under their parent company, Voxnest. Okay, so Dynamo is the tool that you can add those pre-roll and post-roll. You can't add the mid-roll, just the pre-roll and the post-roll on any podcast, but not Anchor. So if you're hosting with Libsyn or Blueberry or Podbean or Simplecast or SoundCloud, pretty sure it works with SoundCloud, then, oh, okay, Donald said, see you next time. Thanks, Donald, for coming. See you. I'll see you maybe on Twitch. It's a replay day for me. Yes. And by the way, happy Mother's Day again, Beauty. We already acknowledged one another, but we can do it again. Why not? So it's important to know that you can monetize your show, even if you're not hosted with Spreaker. And it's an amazing, nobody else is doing this. Nobody else is doing this except Spreaker. And so it's something that's benefit the whole podcasting community. Now, I got to be honest with you guys. I haven't been promoting my podcast. I have two versions of it, okay? I have Miss Eileen Speaks, which is hosted at Libsyn, but I also have that same feed over at Spreaker. But I don't... thank you, Eileen. You are fantastic. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate you, Marion. And what would be your favorite podcast platform if you could choose only one? Spreaker. If I could choose only one, it would be Spreaker. But Libsyn is my primary. So the good thing is I can choose more than one. So I have Libsyn, I have Spreaker, I have Simplecast, I have SoundCloud, I have Anchor. I actually have, what's the name of that other one? Oh, Buzzsprout. Oh, and Podbean. I have Podbean and Buzzsprout. So I pretty much have them all. And Jason is saying that it's a good video. And because Devin has brought his brother, because Devin said to me earlier that Jason is his brother, and Devin loves me. Thank you, Devin. I love you too. And my Twitch channel, Fake News 2, I will be using that channel in the future. Okay, Donald. Thank you. And too many choices. Yeah, you know, that's a good thing about when you're using these platforms where you can host for free. You know, that's the beauty of like YouTube. You can always set up another channel when you have a different topic, but you don't want to have your food, cooking shows, and your fake news show on the same channel. They're kind of confusing, right? But then again, on Twitch, it might work. So we got to remember that all these rules that we learned about YouTube. Oh, Jason said I'm not his brother. Okay, Jason. Let's get it straight. Thanks, Jason, for letting me know. And I appreciate you for coming. All these rules that we've learned on YouTube. We can't do this and we can't do that. And all those rules go out the window over on Twitch. Okay, Mark is Jason's brother. I got it. So Mark is Jason's brother. None of you are Devin's brother. Mark and Jason, thank you. What is my job? I just love to entertain the masses. I'm going to go on tour soon. I'm just messing with you. But yeah, I feel like live streaming is my job. It's my job to learn as much as I can, educate myself, especially about these live streaming platforms and podcasting platforms and YouTube. And then when I learn, I take it in, I let it marinate, and then I put my little twist on it, my little flavor, my little spice, and then I teach. So that's what I've been doing today. And I took a little bit of what I learned from Rob Greenlee. I have to give Rob Greenlee from Spreaker a shout out. He talked about this whole mid-roll insertion point. And as he was saying, I was listening to the podcast on my way to work. I'm driving in the car on my way to my real job, right? And by the way, I'm a promotions manager, since you want to know what my job is. I'm on my way driving to work, and I'm listening to Rob Greenlee talking about the insertion point. And I was like, they got the same thing on YouTube. YouTube has an insertion point, but do we ever stop and say to ourselves, now see, that would have been a perfect break for a commercial. So if I could remember, write down that little time slot. We're at 1 hour and 6 seconds. 1 hour and 6 minutes. If I could write that down and say, that's where I'm going to insert a commercial on my YouTube video at the 1 hour. Of course, I probably wouldn't do it here. I would do it much earlier. But my point is, I learned this from Rob when he was talking about podcasting, but I'm also telling you guys, because you're watching on YouTube, to apply this to your YouTube channel if your channel is monetized. You can see that there are insertion points, not as clearly defined insertion points as the one I showed you on Spreaker, but there are insertion points where you can put your ads. Okay. Pfizer Inferno, you are great at YouTube. Well, thank you so much. I've never got so many compliments from people other than my inner circle, like my friends like Beauty Bubble and Larry Snow, and Larry even and Tish is here. Oh my gosh, how did I miss that? I was just running my mouth. Tish. Hi, honey. How are you? Eileen Morning Fame. Happy Mom's Day. Happy Mom's Day to you too as well, my dear. Oh, okay. And Donald said he's using Facebook for the cooking show. Cool. All right. And so, Jason has a sister. Jeez, I cannot miss any of your comments because you guys are lighting up my chat here. And, Larry is still here. Larry, I thought that you had gone over to Twitch because actually on my Twitch it says Larry is watching Eileen. Out of the corner of my eye, I was like, oh, I meant for you to go watch it, but not right now. And then Beauty Bubble, I know you are just as beautiful as your cubs. Okay, I'm not going to try to understand what that meant. And Devin is such a good sport. He's sharing this on all social media apps. Okay, great. And neither of them are my brother. I have a sister. You guys got to learn how to spell. I know if you're on your iPhone, it's going to do autocorrect, but usually it autocorrects to something that's really a word. But different Larry. Larry, cut it out. You know that was you. Snuck over there to my Twitch to see what my setup was of the other. Let's see if I can show that. I'm not sure I can show that. In fact, it might be some kind of violation, even though it's all me. it might be some kind of violation for me to show my Twitch or my YouTube. I don't want to get in trouble with the YouTube guys, but let's sneak into it anyway, really quickly. So there I am in my second studio there, and I couldn't show you the computer or anything because, I was using it. And I had the webcam on the tripod because I have that other Logitech webcam as well, right? Well, some of you know. Larry knows, and Beauty probably knows too, that I have the Logitech C922, although this one is my favorite, the C920. But I have that spare webcam lying around, so I literally put it up on the tripod and used, actually, I tried to use stage 10. It didn't work. Stage 10 worked, but my mic was crackling. I don't know why, because I went over to Crowdcast and it was fine. So clearly it was something with stage 10 because I had rebooted the computer and everything, and stage 10 still wasn't working. I had to go 3 times. I deleted those other 2 because my mic was crackling really bad. But then I went on Crowdcast. Thank gosh I got the Crowdcast. Because I don't want to, first of all, it's a PC. So I can't install Ecamm over there, right? That's number 1. Now, my hairstylist is going to love that you said, I love your hair. Thank you so much. So far away from the camera when on the tripod. Yes, but I had my phone. I figured out the resolution, Larry, of how to make sure I can read those Twitch comments. I had my phone. And so, since I was using a webcam, and so, I just kind of got, it was my very first time doing it. I just wanted to see if it would work. Because, I got this new computer. And so, this new PC. My new hashtag for my hashtagologist, hashtag Eileen Giggles. Thank you, Tish. And so it was interesting being over on Crowdcast. And, I had to remember, yes, even though I'm restricted, I can't use EcammLive over on the PC, but I can use all my browser-based solutions. So I don't know what was the deal with stage 10, but no problem. Smooth sailing. And it was on the right mic, and it was on the right camera. And, yeah. So there. So far away from my phone is about to die, but I will subscribe. Oh, thank you, Jason. Make it the last thing you do before you die. I mean, before your phone dies. Subscribe. Just go to eileen.link/YouTube, and that will get you back here if your phone dies before you hit that subscribe button. And don't forget the bell notification and all. But I can tell you right now, I go live every weekend. Every weekend. Did I say every weekend? Yeah. So this week, for those of you who are regulars, I may be doing my live stream on Friday because, as you know, my daughter's having that big event on Saturday. And also, I may have to go to attend a funeral. A friend of mine lost her mom. So please say a prayer for my friend Jackie. She lost her mom. So right before Mother's Day, she lost her mom. So I'm not sure when the funeral is going to be, but if the funeral is, I really have a tight day on Saturday, and I'll probably need to totally debrief on Sunday and do all my errands. So, Friday may be the day for the live stream next weekend. But it doesn't matter because I'm going to be on Twitch every day. Let me give you my Twitch schedule. Between 5:30 a.m. and 6:30 a.m., I will be live on the Twitch. And that's twitch.tv/Eileen Smith. And let me make sure you got that link because I don't want you to miss it. if you are a Twitch person, because I know we got a couple folks here that are Twitch people. So let me put that up on screen. I was going to put it in the chat, but that's okay. I put it up on screen. And there's a little bit of a problem when I post a link in here. Sometimes it just wants to open up the link. And it's like, no, don't open up the link. My fault for doing it that way, right? Okay, you subscribe before you die. Thank you. So catch me in the morning, guys. And probably in the morning, I'll probably do a Photoshop tutorial because, then again, I do have a little podcasting tip up my sleeve. So I may do a practice run there on Twitch and save that for Friday. And Jason said he's on Twitch. Okay, well, Jason, if you follow me over there, I'll know it's you, and I'll follow you right back. And then subscribe to Eileen Fun. Oh, Tish, I just love your hashtags. You're so... no, it's not Adele in Spirit Bron. It's Adele Latitude 7480 or 7460. One of them 74s. But let me tell you, I don't know how to use a touchpad. So I went to the YouTube University to learn how to use a touchpad. And you will not believe that there's only one video on YouTube, one, to show you how to use a touchpad. You look like them Creole folk in Louisiana. Well, I never even been to Louisiana. And I'm not Creole, and neither was my mommy or my daddy. Oh, gosh. So, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, happy Mother's Day, and be sure to love your mom. You know, I miss my mom. She's been gone for a few years now, but I still miss my mom. And like Mother's Day, believe it or not, it ain't the same. I love that my daughter, oh my God, I got a quick story to tell you guys about my daughter. My mom passed away in the month of March. Okay, mind you, this was a few years ago. And at that time, my daughter was living in LA. And you guys remember that's how I started blogging and all that stuff, because she was in LA. And I was like, let me subscribe to her blog. And I wound up blogging by mistake, right? Okay, y'all know that story. So she was living in LA. And like I said, my mom passed in March. So I was kind of past the real heavy grieving. And then here comes Mother's Day, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go back into the heavy, because, you know, I used to cry every single morning. So anyway, I was just coming out of that, and then here Mother's Day was rolling around. So, Nicole called me, and like I said, she was living in LA, and she called me and she said, Kiana, a friend of hers, Kiana, is going to bring you your gift. So be on the lookout for her. Leave the door open for her. So I had my room, things were set up a little differently. So I was actually sitting on the sofa over here. And so I couldn't see Kiana when she came in the door. And then all of a sudden, you know, well, actually, it was like maybe hours later. I had almost forgot Kiana was supposed to come over. And all of a sudden I heard her say, Miss Eileen, happy Mother's Day. And so I got up. So, oh, hey, Kiana. It was Nikki. She came. Oh my gosh, just thinking about that now just makes me. She came home just to be with me on Mother's Day. That was, whew, honey, I'm tearing up just thinking about that she did that. That was like the greatest thing ever. Do I have a mouse? Yes, I do have a mouse, Larry. But the thing is, now that I have this little 14-inch, see, before I had the big clunker, right? Now that I have this little 14-inch, I can be so mobile. I can move all around the house, but I don't want to have to be dragging this mouse around with me. And I got to make sure I got a mouse pad. And then, I got this really compact, powerful little PC. I need to learn how to use a trackpad. I need to grow up and put on my big girl pants and learn how to use the trackpad. Nikki knows how to use a trackpad. She's like, Mom, why you got this mouse? It's getting on my nerves. Devin said he can't type anymore, and please give him a shout out. Shout out to Devin, y'all. He told me I was the best YouTuber, so Devin has to get another shout out. And oh my gosh, yeah, mom tears are the best. Yeah, and that was daughter tears, because just the fact that she knew that I did not need to be my very first Mother's Day without my mom. I did not need to just for Nikki to be in California. But it never even occurred to me that she would come home. I never even asked her to come home because she had taken so much time off when my mom passed and all that. So it never even occurred to me. But back then she was working. She lost that job. And guess what? That's the best thing that happened to her, because now she's blowing up with her entrepreneurial endeavors. Oh my gosh. And my friend Robert is here. Beautiful story, Miss Eileen. Blessings. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And what's really funny is Nicole and that girl Kiana, they're not even friends no more. But she imitated Kiana's voice and everything. She said, Happy Mother's Day, Miss Eileen. Because Kiana got one of those little mousy voices. And so I was just getting up to say, oh yeah, thanks, Kiana. And I looked at her and I was like, Nikki! Oh my God, that was the best. That was one of the best feelings. That was one of the best. But I've been stopped using a mouse. You've been stopped using a mouse. See, I told you we weren't the same demographic. Old heads, we don't want to give up the mouse. So I did. This morning, I went without the mouse for about an hour. And it was driving me nuts. Oh, wait, I'm going to tell y'all what really drove me nuts. What really drove me nuts was signing into my Microsoft account. Because I wanted to go ahead and let them know it's one of my devices. And so then I had to reset. Of course, they want me to do a 2-factor authentication. But when you do it, it doesn't take effect right away. So I give them my phone number. They text me a code. I put in that code, and guess what? It takes 30 days for that change to take effect. What? So everything I'm trying to do, they're asking me for the same thing. What's your phone number? I did that without the mouse for a good 20 minutes. Yeah. I was like, this is ridiculous. I've never seen a company that, this is why people like the Macs. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay, and then look at Len2 Text USA. How have you been? And then wait, I got to go back to this, one of my favorite hashtags, hashtag mom love. Yes. And, you've been stopped using the mouse. We did that one already. And I'm just going to have to put up the chat screen share because y'all blowing up my chat. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Even the Nightbot's getting their little nerves on my word and edgewise. Okay, signing into Microsoft at times is difficult. Yeah, it was. I was signed in, but I was just trying to. They wanted me to do this two-factor authentication. Okay, so Eileen on the roll with the laughs. Beauty Bubble, good. I saw a recommendation come through for your service on Twitter the other day. I was like, how cool is that? Which one are you talking about? Mark and Devin love me, and think I'm really cool. Thank you. I'm sorry, Beauty. I would love to know who you're talking about. I saw a recommendation for your service on Twitter. Not sure what you're talking about there, my love. So if you could just, I know I've been missing some of these comments. So, Savage Scientist is a funny guy. Yeah. And oh, Savage Science says, I hate trackpads. Well, they call them touch pads. We love our children so very much. Yes, we do. Not a fan of trackpad on MacBook Air. I use a mouse. Yeah, me. Well, you know I use a mouse, Tish, because I use the mouse that you recommended that I buy. Oh, for Lynn to tax. Oh, okay. All right. Can you plan our wedding? Yeah, I'll plan our wedding, okay. You funny boy. Yeah, this is the mouse that Tish recommended to me, the Logitech, because I was using a regular Apple wireless mouse, and it kept acting up. In fact, that was my second time buying one, and I bought the Magic mouse, which cost like $80. And that thing, it was magic, all right. It was magic how it wasn't working. Like, what the heck? So Microsoft and Apple are both, they both have their issues, okay? And, you know, also the keyboard. I need to have a keyboard with the number pad on the side. And for those of y'all that don't know what I'm talking about, at the risk of talking about this number pad, okay, I need to have that in my life. All right. Of course, when you buy the Mac, now I bought top of the line. I told them, give me your top of the line Mac with the biggest screen, the most power, the most expensive Mac that you have in this Apple store. And when I got home and found out I had a little wireless friggin' keyboard that didn't have the numbers, I was pissed. Oh, not to mention, it didn't have a CD burner. What? How can you not warn me that there's no CD burner? Yeah, back then, before I got the car that my daughter bought me, before I got that car, I had to burn a CD every day to listen to my podcast. Okay? Devin, I don't like some of these questions you asking now. Don't start. Okay? So, anyway, I had to buy the wired keyboard. Okay? And then I also bought the wired, well, you had to have a wired CD burner. So, you don't have wireless ones of those, unfortunately. Not complete until you pay $400 for a mouse, keyboard, and CD drive. Well, you know, I'm glad you said that, Savage. I hope you don't mind me calling you Savage for short. I would not have minded buying all that when I was there in the store. You see, money was not an object. If I tell you, just give me the biggest screen with the most power and the most memory and give me the top of the line machine you have, why wouldn't you, as a salesman, say, do you need a extra keyboard? Do you want a CD? Duh. So no, I intentionally, I said, I'm not even going back to that store. I got all the rest of my stuff on Amazon. And had I known that they were not going to give me everything I needed, I would have bought the Mac from Amazon. But I thought, I'm going to go in the store so I can get top shelf treatment. I should have went on Amazon. Rappo wireless keyboard and mouse has the numbers, and it was reasonably priced. Well, I wanted to get the Apple original, and this is an Apple keyboard. They do sell that on Amazon. You know. And like I said, I was in the PC world for a long time. That was my first Mac when I bought this. I was in the PC world for years. Money is not an object. Rich folks talk. Yeah, I'm broke now, but yeah, at the time, money was not an object because, you know, it's just how life is, right? So right now I'm trying to rehab a house. So I need to hold on to every penny I can. The house that my parents, left me. And got to do a whole rehab project on that bad boy. And hello, Miss Swarthy Daisy. Hey, Erica. Happy Mother's Day. And Donald said, I would have sold you all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Well, I didn't know you then, Donald. So, hey. And you got to work at the Genius Bar. Yeah. I'm broke, so if I got a new Mac, I would be using a Dell keyboard, HP mouse, and my old computer to burn CDs. Yup. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make it, we gotta make do. So guys, I am going to do my little debriefing before my daughter gets here. And I so appreciate you guys for being here and for spending so much time with me on this wonderful Mother's Day. Swarthy Daisy, I did some podcasting tips at the beginning, so I definitely recommend that you watch the replay on this. And I showed how to monetize your podcast in 3 different ways. And I'm going to put a couple more of your comments up, and I'm going to do it the old school way because your comments are just going so fast. What's my opinion on Grammarly? I don't use it. I don't like things popping up. Can you please have a shout out? Shout out to Jason. I don't know how to pronounce your last name. Indeed, Eileen. And Larry says, I got a Logitech wireless mouse and keyboard with my iMac. So, did you get yours from the Apple Store, Larry? Oh my God, that guy is so funny. Yes. And I have the Logitech wireless mouse, like I said, because Tish recommended it to me. But originally I had the Apple mouse that comes with it. I will watch the replay. Thanks for the vid, sis. Yeah, sure. Erica? Oh my goodness, Swarthy Daisy. You guys make sure you're following each other. Just remember to click on the 3 dots and go to each other's channel and follow each other, all those that you want to follow. Okay. Cepolis. All right, gotcha. All right. With that, it's been an hour and a half, and I thought it was going to be a short stream. I may have to end up chopping some of this off so people actually watch this video, because I think it's important. So many podcasters want to monetize their podcast, especially, because podcasting is just exploding. But I forgot to give this disclaimer earlier, so you guys are here, so you'll hear it. Just like with YouTube, you're not going to make money, a lot of money, if you don't have a nice size audience. And this is a time when numbers matter. When I'm talking about inserting ads, pre-rolls, and post-rolls, they pay you by the thousands of listens or downloads. Okay, so you have to have a nice size audience, or you're not going to make any money. Now, it's funny because, like I was saying earlier, I don't know, I got distracted about one of your comments, but I wanted to say that on Spreaker, I just had that monetization in there, and I just let it go. I don't promote that Spreaker stuff or anything like that, and I made 7 cents or something. I'm like, oh, somebody must have listened to an ad, or I must have eventually got up to that number that they would actually pay out. And so I'm just going to ignore Larry saying, what's a podcast? He's being smart, you guys. He knows what a podcast is. It's a flash briefing that's been sent up to iTunes, Larry. That's what it is. And that's a little side joke between me and Larry. See you next time. I did a 55-inch TV mounting last week. Oh, that sounds like a good one. Yeah. And because none of my TVs are mounted. I got TV stands. But my daughter's, all of hers are mounted. And but she's got that savvy apartment there. I have my own YouTube channel too, and I toned down my language 89 and over the last year. Yeah, well, good. I'm glad you toned down your language because that's the only way you're going to get monetized here on YouTube. Now, on Twitch, you can go over there and cuss like a sailor. You know, I'm just saying, you can. Well, Devin says, please don't leave. You're the only YouTuber I like. Guess what, Devin? I have over 300 videos here on YouTube. So you have literally thousands of hours of replays that you can watch. And you can also join me on Twitch every morning between 5:30 and 6:30 a.m. And I look forward to chilling with you then. And with that, I'm going to put Tisha's last hashtag, sailor cussing. Oh my God. Yes, you can. Twitch has no... You can say that you want your thing for mature audiences, but that doesn't stop the commercials over there. So it's interesting to me. Maybe they're different advertisers than the advertisers over here on YouTube, because over there, the advertisers don't care if their brand is tarnished. Because I've seen ads for the Hilton. I've seen ads for Levi's. I've seen ads for Similac baby formula. And the person who I was watching was cussing up a storm. And let me clarify, when I say I see ads, I ask to see ads because that's how you earn bits. But that's a whole nother story because I have Amazon Prime. So technically I don't have to see ads, but I want to earn bits because that's how you cheer people and build community over on Twitch. We'll have to talk about all that when my little Twitch journey, my little challenge of going live every day. When it's all over, I'll give you all my Twitch tips. But for now, I'll holler at y'all later. Enjoy the rest of this lovely Mother's Day. Thank you so much. Peace. In the words of Joey Kissimmee, I love you for free. I'm out.